Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called I Just Like Colors by Darth Silius 72. I like colors too, so we're in the same boat here. Anyways, let's get to the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. In addition, cells separated by a chess, king's, or knight's move must contain different digits. So, for example, whatever digit is in the cell here, it cannot be, in addition to not being in the same row or column, it cannot be a king's move away, which would be, again, in the same row or column, but also these 4 cells here. And it can also not be a knight's move away, which are these 8 cells here. So it's actually very restrictive about how each digit can appear, right? They can't be touching each other even diagonally, and they can't be a knight's move away either. So in addition to not being in no repeats in any row, column, or box, you also cannot be in these additional 12 cells, right? And that's how that's how chess, kings, and knights move. So it's usually called anti-king or anti-knight, I believe. It's also called knight's moves too, potentially. So, but I prefer anti-king or anti-knight because it's clear about what that means. So that is how anti-king and anti-knight move must work. Additionally, orthogonally adjacent cells cannot be consecutive. So, orthogonally adjacent cells just means cells that share an edge, right? So these are orthogonally adjacent cells. And no orthogonally adjacent cells can be consecutive. So for example, if this were, say, a 6, this cannot be 5 or 7 in any of the cells that share an edge with it, right? Because 5 and 7 are consecutive with 6, but again, they can't be orthogonally adjacent cells cannot be consecutive. So that is that rule set. I think I forget what the overarching or the generalized name of that is. It's been a while. Non-consecutive? Is that right? I don't know. I don't remember exactly what people usually give that name of that rule set. Anyways, and the last rule is cells separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. And all black dots are given, so we have the negative constraint. These are typically known as black Kropke dots. So for example, say we had a 4 here. This would guarantee that this digit must be 2 or 8 to maintain the 1:2 ratio between them. It would also mean that these digits here cannot be 2 or 8 because there is no black dot between those digits. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, so because of the non-consecutive rule set, I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. It's been a while. We know 1 and 2 cannot be next to each other. So that eliminates that possibility for digits in a 1:2 ratio. That means the remaining digits, which are next to black dots, must be 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Right? So these are all 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Let's just mark them as blue. That means this is a 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 quadruplet or quintuplet in this upper right-hand box. We also have a 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 quintuplet in column 9. So we're going to mark the other ones as red because they have to be 1, 5, 7, and 9. So these are 1, 5, 7, and 9. Do we have any other sets of 5 here? I don't think so. So we're guaranteed these are 1, 5, 7, 9. These are in 1 to 2 ratios. So we're guaranteed one of these is 3 and 6, and the other one has to be 4 with 2 or 8. Which means the remaining digit here must be 2 or 8. And that must be with 4 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. All right, because if we try to have no 4 here, or no 3, 6, it just doesn't work, right? 2 would have to be with 4 or 8. Or sorry, 4 would have to be with 2 or 8. So 2 and 8 can't be here as a separate one. And if we don't have 3 and 6, we could have 2 and 4, but then 8 can't be with any other digit because the 4 is already taken in that column. So this is 4 with 2 or 8. This must be a 3, 6 pair then, which forces this to be 2 or 8 here, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4. So this is a 3, 6 pair here. This must be 4 with a 2 to 8 ratio. So this can't be 4 because of 4 in the column. So this is 4. This must be 3 and 6 then, as a 1 to 2 pair. This has to be 2 or 8. And 2 or 8's in a 1 to 2 ratio with 4. So this is 4 here. That means this cannot be 4 and 2 and 8. So this is a 3, 6 pair. This must be 2 and 8 with 4 being here. This cannot be 3 and 6 because of the 3, 6. Well, actually it could be. Never mind. This can't be 3 and 6 because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this must be 4 with 2 and 8. This is 4 then. This is 2 or 8. So 4 cannot be either here or here to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So this must be 3 and 6 as a pair. Therefore, this can't be 3, 6 as a pair. We need a 4 and a 2, 8. This has to have 4 and 2, 8 to be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So this is 4 here. That means this can't be 4 here. Again, this can't be 4 with 2 or 8. This must be 3, 6 as a pair. Therefore, this cannot be 3 and 6. It must be 4 with 2 and 8. And this can't be 4. So this is 4. This is 2 or 8. This digit can't be 4. This digit can't be 4. If this were 3, 6 as a pair, that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell as a 3, 6. So this has to be 2 and 4 and 8. This can't be 4 because of 4 in the column. So this is 4 and this is 2 or 8 and 2 or 8. Okay, so this is 4 with 2 and 8 being here. That means this cannot be. So 4 has to be next to, well, it could be next to a 3 or 6. But as long as it's not next to a 3 or 6, as long as, sorry, all 3 6s are accounted for in the row or the column or the box, and 4 is next to that digit, then it cannot be 2 or 8. So this can't be 2 or 8. It has to be red. These can't be 2 or 8 because we have a 3, 6 pair in the box, so this has to be red and red. This can't be 3 or 6 because of the 3, 6 pair in the row, so this has to be red. This can't be 2 or 6, 2 or 8. Sorry, this can't be 3 or 6 because of the 3, 6 pair in the box, so these are red because there's no black dot between them. Same with these. This is 2 or 8. These have to be both red. This is red because it cannot be 2 or 8 next to it. There's no black dot. This cannot be 3 or 6 because of the 3, 6 pair in the row, so this has to be red. Either of these could be 3 or 6 though, so that cannot be red. No 3 or 6 here, so that's red because of the 3, 6 pair in the row. This cannot be, well, it could be 3 or 6 though, so that's fine. No 2 or 8, no 3 or 6 here, so that's red. Okay. So we'll still keep blue as the 2, 4, 8 mix. We'll change 3 and 6 to be a different coloring. Oops, we don't want that. We want to remove the coloring. Let's make it orange. So those are orange. So let's start labeling the 2, 8s. I guess we'll make this A. We don't need the blues anymore, the blue 4s. So let's remove those as blue. Let's make blue, the 2, 8s blue and green. So we'll make this blue, which makes this green. Therefore, this can't be blue, that's green. Green cannot be here, can't be here or here, so green has to be here. So this is green also. Green cannot be any of these. Also, where can green be? Green also can't be by knight's move, right? Or king's move. So green cannot be here or here because of that's king's move away and that's knight's move away. So this has to be green also. That means this can't be green, that's blue. These cannot be the same digit because they're king's move away, so this can't be blue, this is green. So we have green here, green here. Green can't be knight's move away, so green can't be these cells because of the green in the columns. So this must be green here as a 2, 8. Green then in column 8 cannot be here because of greens in the column and can't be here or here because of king and knight's move. So this must be green here. Green can't be here. Can't be here, here, or here, or here because of normal Sudoku, so this must be green here. Green can't be here or here, so this must be green here. So we have all the green ones. Do we have all the blue ones? Not necessarily. Blue can be any of these 3. Oh, this can't be 3 or 6, so this is red. So blue has to be one of these 2. Which means this cannot be blue, it cannot be orange, so this has to be red also. So blue has to be one of these 2, which means this can't be blue either, and it can't be orange, so this is red. Therefore, one of these is blue, this can't be blue because of blue in the row, so this is blue here. That means where is blue in this right central box? It has to be here. Okay. Blue cannot be here or here, so it must be one of these 2. That means this can't be blue here, so this must be blue here. And it's 2 or 8. Blue cannot be here because of knight's move from that cell. So where's blue in column 8? Can't be here because of 8 in the boxes. Can't be here because of knight, anti-knight. So this has to be blue here because this is green guaranteed. Blue can't be here or here or here because of anti-knight. So neither of these are blue, so this is blue guaranteed to be here, which means this can't be blue, so the blue must be here. And it's 2 or 8. One of these 2 is blue, one of these 2 is blue, we don't know which. Okay. Let's make this, I don't know, orange and pink, I guess. So this has to be pink, which makes this orange. This is a knight's move away from orange, so this can't be orange. This is pink. This is a knight's move away from here, so this can't be orange. This is pink. This is a knight's move away. Also, this is orange, so this can't be orange. This is pink. This is a knight's move away from that, so this can't be orange. This is pink. Okay. Pink cannot be one of these two. Or sorry, has to be one of these two in row 6, and it cannot be here because of knight's move, anti-knight. So this is pink there. In row 7, it can't be here because of pinks in the boxes, so this must be pink here. That leaves the last pink remaining. We have 8 pinks, so this has to be pink here. Orange. Orange cannot be here. Cannot be, well, we cannot be here because of knight's move, but it could be either of these two. Could be either of these two. Could be any of those 3. Huh. Okay. So the remaining digits are 1, 5, 7, and 9. Oh, 4 cannot be consecutive with 3, or, sorry, adjacent to 3. So therefore, this orange are adjacent to 4s, so they cannot be 3. The orange has to be 6. The pinks have to be 3. That's 3 in both corners. We celebrate because we're close. We know we're close to solving it. 2 cannot be consecutive with 3. And these greens are consecutive with, are adjacent to the pinks, which is 3. So they must be 8, and blue must be 2. Okay. So so we can remove green. We have all the greens, that's done. We have all the pinks, that's done. We don't have all the oranges, we don't have all the blues. But we can remove the coloring there because that's essentially done too. So now we need to differentiate between, oh boy, all the 1, 5, 7, 9s, right? Well, 5, okay, so what, these are 1, 5, 7, and 9, right? 1 obviously cannot be next to 2. 5 cannot be next to 4 or 6, and 7 and 9 cannot be next to 8. So that guarantees this is 5, which eliminates 5 in the rest of the box. 7 cannot be next to 6 either. So these can't be 7, which means this is a 1-9 pair, which forces this to be 7 here. Okay. 7 cannot be any of these digits because of anti-king and anti-knight, so this must be 7 here. 7 cannot be any of these because of anti-king and anti-knight, so 7 has to be here. Whereas 7 then in row 7, it can only be here. 7 can't be here. 7's one of these two, so therefore this can't be 7 here. We can't have a 7 here, can't have a 7 here, can't have a 7 here because it's next to a 6. And this 7 can't be 7 because of 7 in the row. And we know one of these is 7. Oh, this can't be 7 because of anti-knight. This can't be 7, so in this central box, 7 has to be here, which forces this to be 7 there. Again, 7 cannot be here, here, and it can't be next to the 6 because of non-consecutive rule set. So this must be 7 here. That leaves 7 in row 1 as being here. So that's 7 there. We have 8 7s. We know where the last 7 has to be. It has to be here. We have 1, 5, 9 remaining. This cannot be 5 or 9 because it's consecutive with the 6. It would be consecutive with 6 if it's 5. It's consecutive with 8 if it's 9. So this must be 1. That eliminates 1 here, so it's 9 and 1. And that leaves this digit as a 5. 1 can't be here, so that's 9, which makes this 1. That leaves the 1 in the right central box, which leaves this as a 5. That's not working. It's 9. That's 9. This is 5. We have 5 and 9 here. 5 can't be next to the 4, so this is 5, which makes this 9. In the central box, remaining digits in column or row 5 are 5 and 9. This can't be 5 because of anti-knight, so this is 9 and 5. And I think we'll find a pattern here. 1 can't be here because of anti-knight. 1 can't be here because of 1 in the column, so this is 1. We have 5 and 9 remaining in this upper central box. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row, so this is 5, which makes this 9. Remaining digit now is 2 in row 1. So that's 2. We have 8 2s. We know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be there. Remaining digit in row 2 is a 9. Remaining digit in column 4 is a 1. Remaining digit in column 5 is a 5. Remaining digit in column 6 is a 9. Remaining digit in row 9 is a 6. That means we should have... Okay, where is the 6 in this left central box? Cannot be here because of 6 in the column. So 6 is here, which leaves a 6 here in row 1. That leaves the remaining digit in column 1 as a 1. Remaining digit in this left central box as a 1. And that leaves in column 2, 1 has to be there. That leaves this as 5, which makes this 9, and therefore this is 5. Yeah, I guess I could have used colors too for the rest of them, but I don't know. It just seemed easier to remove the colors after we had a certain amount with the 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8s, right? So that we could see which ones specifically had to be away from each other. Very interesting, a little pattern there. Again, the anti-king and anti-knights move really restricted where things could be. And then you have the non-consecutive rule set put on top. So that also limited things a lot. So, pretty interesting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.